Handlebar mustache. How many mustaches I have here? Anything I can... Oh.
Marbury. There is a very pretty village by this name, in Cheshire.
It's a cat sitting on the window.
I've been going past this modest guest house for so long. I would never have thought that the ABC case would lead me here. It is a very beautiful piano. Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time. It looks like I've found the real master of this house.
Of course, the cat.
There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
As is any cat would do. You think cat can be controlled? It's impossible.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Really? Did you?
One moment, please. How did you know that Cuss had underlined Doncaster in his railway guide?
I went and had a look in his room.
Ill at ease?
I see. Do you make a habit of searching through your lodger's belongings?
Well, what are you going to do later? I bet you're going to poke around his room too.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cuss?
He's rather queer. He talks to himself. He has a bad cough. Because of the war, he says. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
Can't recall.
Cuss used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Yes, although he was unwell on trains.
Do you know where Cuss was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No idea.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Suddenly you remember, lady.
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cuss asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Point out.
That does not help me much. There are hundreds of English towns by the sea. Anything else?
Well, I was only saying. I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
When did he start buying the newspapers?
Let's see. I think it was just after the millionaire's murder in Churston. He didn't seem all that interested before that.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter.
Let's observe this lady.
This woman appears to be in a bad mood.
Jerky movements. She's not used to doing this.
Right. Is that all? When are you leaving?
Annoyed face.
Mrs. Marbury is taking out her bad mood on the evening meal's potato.
Why is the potato so black?
I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it.
Fine. Still have a look.
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Okay. What?
I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
Fine. Just talk to her first.
Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder? Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
If I did, it was because Mr. Cust wasn't here. What about it?
You rented the same room to two people. That's fraud.
Calm down, Mr. Poirot. My lodgings were full and I couldn't let poor Mr. Fishman sleep outside.
Okay. Never mind that. Let's go up now. Have a look at the mirror again. Ah, good.
Laudanum Cameron's Chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. This subject would probably be useful to me.
Take it. Sedative.
Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
Mm-hmm.
Trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well. The Bexhill Daily Paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder. Most probably the basting dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston murder onwards. Nothing before that date.
Why?
ABC guys, enough to sign about a dozen murders. It's closed.
Can we cut it? Oh, why not?
ABC guys. Enough to sign about 12 murders.
Okay, gonna have to find a knife then. Something down there. Blood.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there.
Well.
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
Slightly misaligned bed. Crockery in a mess. Scruffy coat.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
It's probably be useful to me.
A long-bladed knife. A murderer's weapon. This object would probably be useful to me.
Syntax. Guys are getting lazy. Just use the same word, letter, sentence.
It's an ABC. Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury. Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning? John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st.
Okay.
Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a Redfield typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. June 21, Andover. Arrive by train the 20th in the evening and get a room at Station Hotel. Start your turn in the north part of the town. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. I just have to show that he went to Bexhill, and I will have proved that he was present at all the crime scenes.
Well, the name Alexander Bonaparte Cust is ABC. It's pretty coincidental. Pretty
I have to
obvious.
get the ribbon. How am I going to do it?
Mr. Poirot, I am quite sorry for you. Okay.
The ribbon is jammed. I have to start by freeing it.
No? Oh, okay.
The left-hand heel has been removed. The right-hand heel has been removed. And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letters sent by ABC. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes.
Quadruple.
All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter.
Okay. Haven't even finished looking at it yet. Never mind. I still have one more to look at.
This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string. Stockings. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
He sees brain cells, not grey cells. Where was Cust at the time of the Bexhill murder? Okay.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexhill. The Bexhill paper reveals it. Cust bought this newspaper in Bexhill on July the 25th. No use continuing the inspection of this room. I've seen all there is to see.
I have seen all I need to see.
Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury. Thank you for your help.
I look forward to seeing you again, Mr. Poirot.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes.
Oh, I have to do something? Wait a minute. Oh, this part of the bottle is dark. Some reason.
I had best talk to Jap.
Observe him, why not?
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty. Do you have any element that might prove the contrary?
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Was it possible for Cust to have killed the 3 victims? Okay. Okay. Oh, are there any common points between Cust and the killer? Who could have committed this crime? Is Cust's behavior suspicious? Guilty! Okay. So it's confirmed?
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
Huh?
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting to.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examine at home.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
Sure. Why is the inspector go and do an inspection? Well, he's the inspector. Was it supposed to be done by police officers? Seems like he's doing all the job here. Okay, what? Oh, go to Scotland Yard. I thought you wanna do.
To Scotland Yard, please.
I thought you wanna do analysis on his home, at his home.